Hello, my divine, infinite, blossoming family, star seeds, light workers. This message is for you. It's an energy update today on we're moving into April Fool's Day, one of my favorite days of the year, because I always say we need to embrace the fool of the tarot card and leap into, the unknown. And this also is a really key message about the ascension energies. We are now moving at a light speed, really, into the ascension. Everything is feeling it. Everyone is feeling it. The trees, the rocks, the animals, and all the people, even the unawakened ones, are feeling it. But you are the vanguard. You are the ones who are moving through stuff, processing things, assimilating things, and moving through your dark side very rapidly. So this is a key time for you to stay true to yourself and deal with it. I know it's not easy because the inundates, the downloads of energy are just, I'm exhausted. If you look at me, I'm exhausted. And I know everyone's like, my hair, Well, I'm going through a transition, of course, as everyone is, morphine. And I'm actually, it's kind of symbolic because my hair's always been a big thing for me, but I can't do what I've done before, like with the heavy chemicals and stuff. So I'm just letting it be and grow out. And so I put my little things on top of it because my hair is all over the place growing out. And it's my only way of expressing myself. So I just have to leave it alone for probably a few months now. So I'm in the morphine phase, and I think everyone is, okay? It's just a sign of our times. We're molting, we're shedding skins, we're coming out of our cocoon, we're blossoming into our angelic, divine, infinite human beingness. So it's a time where, you're not gonna be who you are, you're becoming who you truly are. And it's a crazy time. It's crazy, crazy, crazy. So just be loving and know that that's what's going on. And also know that, it's a process. But the most important thing I want to say too now is in terms of, practical ascension, in terms of helping your ascension, supporting your ascension. Right now, it's time to live. That's the most important thing you can do. We've been in a death cult. So now it's time to live with a capital L-I-V-E. Live. Live your life. Live who you are. Don't be afraid to be different. Don't be afraid to be crazy. Don't be afraid to rub a few people the wrong way, because the truth is everyone's going through this. Now, I want to say something really, really important, because all my life I have, and probably you have, kind of felt maybe you're different and you weren't like the established norms. You didn't fit in. Maybe, you looked at the jocks and the cheerleaders. Even though I was a part-time cheerleader, I always tried to fit in, but it never felt right to me. You maybe weren't like the popular ones. You were the outcasts, the geeks, the freaks, whatever you call. And that kind of continued through your life. And you just, kind of felt maybe less than. And the truth is, and you probably struggled a lot, all right? I was thinking about this the other day. You probably struggled because you are sensitive. And I remember when the pandemic first broke out, I was talking about feeling the radiation levels, and someone was saying, gee, you're so sensitive, and I'm like, yeah, I am, thank God, because we're what people would call sensitives or empaths or energy empaths. And the truth is that we're really the real way you're supposed to be, and that is connected to all things, connected to the trees and the rocks and the spirits and the unity of one consciousness. That's who we are. That's being divine. That's being an infinite human being. And because we were that, and we were in a society that didn't value that, and that laughed at you for being a sissy or a wuss or too sensitive, because of that, we learned to hide it, stuff it, And we tried to not be in our bodies because we found being in the 3D reality was very painful. So most starseed light workers, Orpheans is really what we are, because we've been around a long time. This is not just a new thing, but most of us who hold these higher genetic codes and have come here to be the leaders, to show the way showers, have a history of trauma, of abuse, physical abuse, sexual abuse, child abuse, and we also have a history of addiction. Because the way we coped with this harsh world was to get out of our bodies. And how do you get out of your bodies? You get out of your bodies by, taking drugs, by drinking, by smoking whatever, pot, or when you're a kid, when you're in your high school, in America there's a lot of drugs going around, so kids were always getting high or getting drunk or whatever. And then also with food addictions, many of us are overweight or have been overweight or addicted to food, to chocolates, to that takes you out right away, to carbs. I remember for me, for a long time, when I felt the high energies coming in, the first thing I did was load up with carbs just to insulate myself from them, to ground myself some. So we have not wanted to be on this planet, because being on this planet, touching foot on this planet, being in our bodies was always very, very painful. All right. So I'm having a cafe Americano, which is very much different than American coffee in America. So with that said, what we need to do now is live. And that means getting back in our bodies. And I just spent a lot of time in Mexico working with a guy who was a body worker, and he was saying, you need to get back in your body, And also I'm drinking coffee now because I'm healing my liver, because, liver's the dumping station. And a lot of us have been taking, in the toxins and processing them in the environment, in people around us. We've been the detoxing, and that's what the liver does in your body. And we've been those systems around us as the empaths, as the healers. We've been the ones who've been, detoxing the environment, So live. I was thinking about liver, and we are coming out of a death cult. So now we are the ones. So what's the best way you can ascend? Get back in your body. Eat healthy food, high vibratory food. Be present in your body also. I know, I talk a lot about also in my book, The Infinite Human. If you haven't read it, that's a real good guide. It's an Ascension Guide to Ascending. And I talk about out-of-body experiences, and so many of us have wanted to have lucid dreams and have out-of-body experiences, and of course, and that's part of being multidimensional. But another part of being multidimensional is being infinite and a human. So we need to get back into our human bodies that are now ascending, because we are the embodiment of these higher frequencies, and we need to ground those higher frequencies around us into the ground of the planet. We are grounding rods. We need to run these crystalline frequencies, and I'll probably do another video about how to do that, because I've been working with that for a long time now. And we need to be with people. And now I want to talk about all those people, that you wanted to be like, and perhaps also as you struggled, with whether it's addiction, abuse, being too sensitive, you also probably wondered, why is it the other people aren't feeling these things, aren't having these problems? Why am I always having problems? And I look out at my friends, my family, colleagues, the people out there, the movie stars, whatever, they all look like they're so great, they're rich and thin, and the what they're supposed to be, and I just can never do it. I'd look at like the cheerleaders. I was an alternate cheerleader, and I'd be like, why can't I just go whatever, And the truth is, now in Ascension, we're the first ones going through it, so we can help them. Because I'll tell you a little secret, and I've noticed it because I've been on a tour now, out rubbing, elbows with everyone from all different walks of life. And I've noticed that the ones who are in complete and total denial about the darkness in the planet, about spirituality, about ascension energies. They're feeling it. And you know why they're not showing it? Because they're numbing it. They're the ones. And many of us who have been in addictions now, we can't. We did the addiction, so we know that's not the ticket, so now we have to be whatever, sober or clean or whatever words you want to use, but because we got over that, and now a lot of them are maintaining on the surface, but underneath they're dying inside, and they're getting through the day through addictions and through holding on to the herd mentality, because that's all they know. It's terrifying them. So you guys are it, all right? I always say the first will be last, the last will be first. It's your time now. It's your turn now. And you got to get yourself together, not just for you, but for the rest of the people. And this is for all those people, that perhaps you've had trouble leaving them behind, Perhaps you've worried about them. I know I have with my family. Perhaps you've got angry at them too, because they just didn't understand you. They never got you. Perhaps they bullied you. But now it's the time to forget and forgive. Not forget what happened, but stop holding on to it and forgive, and be there for the other people when they're ready, when they extend their hand, but saving's over, okay? So you don't have to worry about that anymore. And some of you still need to cut away that, because that's part of the first step of duality. You see the darkness, and then you move beyond the darkness. Then you get up to the higher dimensions of 5D and beyond, and unity consciousness, and you are the change. So you go back into the darkness as a light force, as and helping them to see the light, to make their journey, because you've done the journey. Now you're a guide. You have to be. That's how it works. So all right, so hang in there. You're doing it. If you look like you're falling to pieces like me, my hair, my hair's always been something. I've always the hair, and I can't even keep it together anymore. So it's just part of the process. I'm just molting into whatever, and we're all molting. So when you molt, like those, we've seen birds, their feathers are coming off, and they look like they're dying in some ways. So we're all moving into something better, more divine, more of our true, authentic, infinite, multidimensional selves. Ciao for now.